This one is a graph each linear inequality. So in this case here, I'm going to follow my model. Then y equals mx plus b model. So right now I have this with a negative 4 on the right side. I have a plus y with an x on the left side. So I can see that the x is not, this is my mx term. So as you can see, the x term is in the wrong place. I'm going to bring it right about there because this is the b term. That should be at the end. And every time you change from one side to the other, you have to change sign. So this positive x becomes negative x. And this negative 4, I'm just going to bring it down there to the side. Okay? Since my y is already a 1, then pretty much I'm done. This is the one that I'm going to graph. Don't forget, this guy here happens to be your y intercept. So that means I'm going to start here at the negative 4. And I'm actually going to do a closed circle because if you look at the inequality there, it says less than or equal to. So that means that, make some space here. That means that it's going to be a solid line, right? And since the Pac-Man or the mouse is facing away from the Y, okay, it's facing away from the Y, then that means that the Y must be less, because Pac-Man always wants more, therefore the Y must be less. So guide yourself by what the Y is. Is the Y more or is the Y less? Well, if I look at the numbers on the Y-axis, the lesser numbers are in the bottom. So that means, that gives you a clue. Over here you're going to be shading. You're going to shade down. Okay? My slope happens to be the number next to the x. So my slope is a negative 1. If I make it into a fraction so I can have rise over run, it'll be negative 1 over 1. My change of y happens to be negative, so I'm going to make it go down. My change of x happens to be positive, so I'm going to make it go to the right. Okay? So I'm going to go 1 down and 1 to the right. Of course, if I follow that the other way, I can go 1 up and 1 left, so I can continue the line. And don't forget it was a solid line. And you are also shading down. Okay. So anything in this shaded region is a solution. And on the line because it is a solid line.